Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for being here. We are just a few days from the fall equinox when day and night are basically the same amount of hours. And so for that reason, I wanted to jump on here and recommend some cozy fall reads for you. Autumnal reading, fall reading. Nothing is better than just curling up with a cozy book and maybe like a hot cup of tea and a blanket and a little dog. Maybe Marble will join us later if we're lucky. So here are some of my book recommendations for the fall. First up is October Sky, and this is a narrative nonfiction. It's pretty long for someone who might be like 11 to 14 to read it, but it's a wonderful read. I think I read it when I was around maybe 13, I was gonna say 14, but probably 13, and maybe 12, actually 12 or 13, and I read it because October Sky, the movie, had just come out. This is an older movie with Jake Gyllenhaal, so it's so good. And also because when I was in 7th grade, Homer Hickam came to my county science fair as like a guest judge, guest speaker, and I was so excited because in my mind I thought that meant Jake Gyllenhaal was coming, but it was this older man, Homer Hickam. But it was still really cool to meet him. So I met Homer Hickam when I was a child, and I read this book. But this is a book, if you're not familiar with it or this story, this is about Homer's journey kind of out of the coal mines and into space, essentially. I'm not sure if he actually went into space. I don't think he did, but he designed rockets, and he was inspired by Sputnik crossing the night sky in his West Virginian, in his West Virginian town. Where he grew up, everybody was a miner, and you just knew you were gonna be a miner. And maybe you would leave your town on a football scholarship, but most people stayed and I guess either became homemakers or miners. So he was looking for an alternative way out, and building rockets got him there. This is a great book. This is the type of book that has pictures in the middle. So a good, cozy October read, inspirational for sure. Okay, my next book to recommend for fall is Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry. I feel like both this and October Sky have that fiery October vibe. Fire does play an important role in this book, but this is about a family who has land, and that is the main thing that they can... Oh, there goes Marble. This is about a black family in the South where land is the main thing that they can hold on to, even when people throw insults at them and are terribly prejudiced and racist towards them. So it's about a family, and it's about their land, and it's very heart-wrenching, I would say, but ultimately heartwarming, and a great read. Again, this is a bit of an older book, but it's something that I've kept in my library, on my middle school library, for years, because it is an important tale, and it's, you know, it gets lost, I think, a little bit in the like modern YA read. It's probably more of like a classic YA at this point. But yeah, so good. Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry. The next story that I'm going to recommend to you for a cozy fall read is actually a short story. This short story is from the collection Flying Lessons. It's called Main Street, and it's by Jacqueline Woodson. You might know her writing from Harbor Me, as well as Brown Girl Dreaming, and many others. This is an awesome collection, if you're not familiar with it, Flying Lessons, of short stories, and it was a unit that I would teach for sometimes 7th or sometimes 8th grade. Lots of really good themes and motifs in here. Main Street by Jacqueline Woodson is about two girls who are friends in New Hampshire. It's the classic idyllic New Hampshire in the fall setting, New England, tree, cozy vibes, even with things like the cafe down the street and stuff, creating that warm, cozy atmosphere. And this follows briefly as a short story, as a masterful short story does, several years of friendship between these two girls. One is named Treetop. Treetop is white, and she just lost her mother to what you can infer is probably cancer. And then Celeste, and Celeste is black, and she's from New York City. The town that they live in is very white, and Celeste comments on this, and Treetop kind of starts to see it a little bit more. And so it's the story of their friendship, and it's a great introduction to microaggressions, and it's a great, it is a cozy story, heartfelt, and it takes place over a series of autumns. So good read for the fall. Also a great one to teach, Main Street, Jacqueline Woodson. Okay, these next two books are other books that I would recommend for a cozy read this fall. They're a little bit older of an audience, probably like possibly adult, possibly like young adult, but I think it's geared more towards adult readers who have read a lot of fantasy who want the cozy fantasy vibe. So you've probably heard about these before, but we have Lattes and Legends, and we have its kind of sequel, Bookshops and Bonedust. So these are definitely cozy reads. This is written first, but this is a prequel. This one just kind of came out. I like Lattes and Legends a little more than I like Bookshops and Bonedust. This is about Vivian, who's the green character there. She's tired of fighting, she wants to retire, tired of going on quests, and so she ends up securing this property in a village, and she opens up this latte shop. People don't know, or the creatures don't know what coffee is, and so it's kind of her way of like kind of drawing people in, making friends, growing her partnership, and just kind of like creating a little community all around lattes and coziness. And there's a very cute ratkin in here who bakes delicious goodies, and I wish that he was my friend and would bake me delicious goodies all the time. So very, very cozy. Both of these are cozy fantasy vibes, probably meant for adult readers, but it's possible that some teenagers might like these as well. Those are books that I've read. So these next books are books that were recommended to me. This book here, Wildwood, just is screaming fall to me. I love this cover. I have never read it, but many of my students have read it. Very cute, very cozy. From what I can understand, it takes place in Portland, and like the brother gets stolen by the wild things, essentially, or something, or he gets lost into the, oh, he gets taken by a murder of crows. And then things get weird. That's what the inside front cover says. So I think it's probably an adventure story about the sibling going to retrieve him and finding some wild things along the way. So I don't know if it's exactly a cozy vibe, but this cover is definitely giving autumnal cozy vibe themes. And the last book I would recommend for a cozy fall read is Autumn, or at least this has been recommended to me. I think my stepmom gave this to me, and I mean, again, do we need to say anything else? I don't really know what this book is about. I've barely read the back, but I have flipped through, and I think this is going to be a challenge for me because there's almost no punctuation other than end punctuation. There's some commas and stuff, but like there's no quotes for dialogue, and there's no, I don't know, it's different, it's unusual, so that kind of thing can sometimes throw me when I'm reading a book. But I don't know, this has been on my shelf for a while, and it's the season to read this right now. Those are my recommendations for cozy fall, autumn. Sometimes I feel like I have to fabricate the autumn feel in our area because it's very much an evergreen nation out here in Northern California. But there are some small differences. Actually, even while I'm filming this, some of the redwood needles that have turned brown are falling, and you know, the air is shifting. Last night we watched Fantastic Mr. Fox, and we had this cozy fall outdoor movie night on the projector with some like spiced tea and pumpkin muffins. And we actually saw a fox come out of the woods, and Marble was asleep, and he had been chasing things around in the dark, but we both, all of a sudden, I heard this leaf, and like this leaf sound, and like crunching or something, and so did my husband, and we shone this flashlight over, and there was a fox right there, right when we were watching Fantastic Mr. Fox, which we had never seen at all, and that I would recommend that as a cozy movie for this fall. Very heartwarming, super fall cozy vibes, really fun. It's on Disney Plus. It was just really fun. So we can start to see fall in that way, and also I feel like the moon can indicate to me the seasonal change. We saw that coming up like behind the redwoods last night in between some clouds, and it was just like that cloudy moonlight feeling. It felt very much like the season was shifting. And yeah, even the light is a little bit different, a little more golden, a little farther away. I guess that's what's happening. The earth is shifting. yeah. So I hope you're having a lovely fall wherever you are, or last couple days, or enjoying your last couple days of summer. I would encourage you to lean into whatever the actual weather near you is telling you. Is it hot where you are? That's okay. Don't force fall. Listen to what is around you. The redwood tree agrees. I just felt a needle fall down. But yeah, I think sometimes when we lean into what's really in front of us instead of what is manufactured for us, like pumpkin spice lattes in August, it is not fall in August. Not by any stretch of the imagination. Don't force it. Just enjoy the season that you're currently living in. And I mean literally, whatever the season is, but also I guess figuratively too, whatever your life season is. Don't force it. Just be where you are. And getting outside for a little bit can be a great way to do that. Or looking out your window. Yeah, just like, I don't know, experiencing what the air tells your skin and like recording that sensory input. It's really important that we do that, because if we fake the seasons, then we're out of touch with them even more, and then people are less inclined to protect them or work towards the environment, climate like preservation. So be in touch with what your world is like. And I guess I wasn't planning on saying all that at the end, but I think it's important noting, especially at the turn of a season. So I hope you're cozy, I hope you're having fun where you are, and I hope you have a great book to read. Maybe it's gonna be one of these. Okay, bye everybody, see you next time. Come here. Come here, little boy. Good doggy. Okay, this is how you know it's fall. I just have a redwood needle get tangled up in my hair. Tiny. A tiny one, but it's there. Tiny little baby redwood.